Welcome. You are at the CCC.
Where there are no outside issues. My name's Anthony. I'm an addict and an alcoholic, another bozo on the bus, and I care about you.
Yes, and my name is Jordan, an addict, always trying to make good choices.
Yes, and I'm Lewis. And
oh my God.
I know. That's so like.
What?
Yeah.
My name is Lewis, and my pronouns are he and him. I'm recovering from crystal meth and alcohol, and I'm always in search of balance. And each week we strive to foster a brave space where we can engage in conversations centered around topics of recovery.
And our intention is to hold and inspire better spaces for more people in recovery by tackling issues used to separate us, like yelling.
Yeah, but before we do that, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Yeah. You know what?
What?
The two of you guys can go straight to HE double hockey sticks.
All right. Okay, Gen X.
Let me meet you at the yard.
Wow.
And now the disclaimer, the thoughts and opinions expressed on At the CCC are as alone. We do not represent anyone but ourselves. In other words, we're just a couple of friends behind a mic here to entertain you. And of course, everything we talk about is for general information purposes only.
Oh my goodness. Information.
For general information purposes only.
Thank you.
There's something in the air.
Yeah. It's hard, whatever's in
there. For people listening, I have a drink. It had ice in it. And anyway.
You had a dream.
I had a dream, yeah.
And a drink.
I had a drink in my dream.
I had a drink in my dream. Yeah, and I woke up and my pants were wet. No.
Oh my God. I was, I don't know how to share this story, so I'm going to continue actually.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know exactly how they share this story, and I was joking about that dream. Anyway, how's everybody?
I'm good. I haven't wet the bed yet.
Yeah.
So knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
I know. Were either of you that kind of drunk?
No, but my really close friend back when I was homeless, my really close friend that I was staying with, he was an alcoholic. And for a few days I'd wake up and I was wet and I didn't realize why. And it's because we were sleeping in the same bed and he was peeing and I would wake up with all this pee. Yeah. And I would wake up with all this fucking pee on my side. And I just thought, oh man, I'm sweating a lot in my sleep.
Are you sure he wasn't just into
like
that?
peeing? No.
He was like in the middle of the night. He's damn, he's hot.
No.
Hey, we used to take cups of water when people, the first person that fell asleep, and we would pour it in to make them
Oh no.
Yeah, we were vicious. Yeah.
My friend has come a long way. He's come a long way. I don't know if he's still drinking though. I haven't talked to him in a bit. So Jordan.
Yes.
How are you? Did you answer that already?
Cool, calm, and collected.
Are you really?
For now, yeah.
Okay.
For now.
I mean, it's like I was just like, I'm sitting here gripping the table because they were coming for me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's all fun and games until
you become fearful.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The other day I was hanging out with some people from the rooms and they were talking about how skinny they were and how our one friend was like, I had my body fat, blah, 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 and I'm 16% body fat. I can't believe it.
Oh, my God, I know.
And I was like, girl.
Do they listen to this? Because it's like...
No, I don't think they do. Yeah. I was like... I was like, man, like I would, because there was two of our friends. Mm-hmm. I was like, man, like I was saying while we were at dinner, I was like,
say their names.
No, I would never
say their names.
But I was thinking to myself, like, man, I wish I had that kind of anxiety, but I'm on really good mood stabilizers, so I can't bring myself to give a fuck at this point.
I try to steer clear of skinny people like that.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, jokes aside, body dysmorphia sucks.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Body dysmorphia sucks.
So what are we talking about today?
Not body dysmorphia.
No, not at
all. So
Jordan's passive aggressive way of trying to get us to move on.
Yeah.
He used to the first time he was on, it's like he cut in and introduced himself before we had it. Like,
oh, he was like, what did he say? When am I going to introduce myself? When it's your fucking turn?
We could pull your mic right now, bitch.
Wow. And look how far we've come.
Yeah. You know, I was the other day. I was talking to someone, and they were like, "How long has the podcast been around?" I was like, "Oh, it's been over 5 years." And I was like, "You know what? used when I was a teenager and I would hear about these bands like Spice Girls or whatever breaking up. I never understood why. And then I was like, yeah. Well, you know exactly where I'm going. I was like, but like having worked with them for so long, I was like, there have certainly been times where I'm like, I cannot fucking stand them.
Yeah,
I do not want to go.
I appreciate that. I can appreciate that because I was listening to an episode of the podcast and I was thinking, fuck Anthony. There you go with that laugh.
It's so interesting though. Like, so today's episode is a continuation of our last one. Right now, we're in our current series is the committee in our head,
and we're talking about the chairperson.
The chairperson of the committee is fear. Fear is the chair.
Hunger.
What? That doesn't even match what we're talking about.
It doesn't matter.
I don't even think. Can I just tell you guys before we keep going?
Oh,
so you know how we had waffle fries a little bit ago,
yeah.
and then it has
Now you have gas.
No, it's the aioli sauce, and now my mouth just tastes like garlic.
I did not have that aioli. I dipped it in a little ketchup.
Yeah.
All right, so let's keep going. So so we're talking about fear. Yeah, we're talking about fear. Fear is the chair of the committee in our heads, and the continuation of this conversation. I want to talk about. So if fear is the chair of the committee, then we can think of the committee as being made up of what on this episode we'll call cognitive distortions.
Please explain.
Yeah. So cognitive distortions, like a different way of thinking about different types of thoughts that we have. Some language that's used to refer to cognitive distortions. We can think about like all or nothing thinking. We can think about black and white thinking, catastrophizing. So catastrophizing is, for example, Jordan, do you want to say what catastrophizing is?
Isn't it on the committee?
Yeah, catastrophizing is one of the committee members.
Yeah, we're going to talk more in detail later.
Yeah, we're going to talk more in detail later. But we can think of the committee as being made up of a few just cognitive distortions. So if we're thinking about catastrophizing, so that might be when you're seeing only the worst possible outcome of a situation. So that's a cognitive distortion, right?
Interesting.
Yeah. You can think about mind reading. So interpreting the thoughts and beliefs of others without adequate evidence. So
making assumptions.
Yeah, making assumptions. Yeah. So she wouldn't go on a date with me. She probably thinks I'm ugly. Right. So that's mind reading. Fortune telling. So the expectation that a situation will turn out badly without adequate evidence. You can think of all or nothing thinking, like I was saying earlier. So thinking in absolutes such as always, never, or every. I never do a good enough job. Or should statements, a belief that things should be a certain way. I should always be perfect, like that kind of thing.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
No.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to ask anyway. Okay, so
jumping to conclusions.
Someone who struggles with commitment.
You?
I'm not saying me, but someone.
Someone I know.
Someone I know.
Well.
Touch the doll.
Someone I know who maybe struggles with commitment. And I jokingly say, I'm not doing this because I have a lot of friends around me who I've seen this. I've seen how the outcome. And so I'm not even going to take a chance. Like, I'm not going there. I'm not going to go there because I know how this is going to end.
So this is interesting, right? Because during our last episode, I was mentioning the difference between fear and courage and how we'll privilege fear over courage. Yeah. So in this case, what you're saying is I'm not even going to go there, right? Where courage might be because of my fear, I'm going to try this out anyway. Yeah.
I remember almost 5 years ago, I was like, I'm going to go on a date, at least one that year.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on one date.
And we can also go back to what we were talking about, how behaviors such as avoidance keep an anxiety in place. Ooh, full circle.
Wow. But then...
Right?
My leg is long enough to kick you.
So is this pole.
Right. Oh, whoa, okay.
The mic.
Okay.
Jordan, what were we going to say?
One way I feel to combat that... version of fear.
Go on a date with everybody.
Well, no, is to be optimistic, right? I think there's that phrase a healthy dose of fear, right? And I think that in order to have that, but still live your life, right? You have to be a little optimistic.
Are you optimistic?
Sometimes.
No, I'm just wondering because
I see it a little differently.
Who, with me?
Not your optimism. I mean, when it comes to dating and things like that, would you like to know what I'm thinking?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
are you going to tell us?
no. So
it's like we didn't say anything because you're going to say something anyway.
I don't know, guys.
Okay, go ahead.
Guys. So if you think about, so I like to think about social situations as like data collection. So if I'm going on,
I'm sorry, I was thinking about when you were
what
back to that. You were hanging out with that guy a while back, and
What happened?
You said we're in a data collection phase, and
Data collection.
The first thing I said was like, "Did he run?"
Yeah, that's so funny. So like rather, I don't necessarily like when I'm dating. I don't necessarily go in it with like optimism or pessimism. Like I think about it more as like a fact-finding mission where I am like, what am I learning about this person? Like rather than kind of having a reaction to someone that I don't know, right? Like I go into it thinking like, what can I learn about this person? How is my body going to respond? Like, do I feel safe, not safe?
Hey, but can I make an observation?
Sure.
It seems to me like there's more to it than just data collection because you were affected by. I've experienced you be affected
When dating?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we weren't talking about how it used to be. Yeah. I'm talking about so like most recently.
You're talking
like,
about now, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like within the last maybe year and a half. I haven't really formally dated, but there is a guy that I'm still kind of talking to.
Is Jordan fact finding?
I mean, all the time. Every day, right? Like.
I need to know how long. No, go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, beyond dating, right? I think we're fact finding every day, all day, right? And learning from our history, right? So, on the very basic level of like not walking across the street when there's cars, right?
Yeah.
We're learning that we should be fearful of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I see that a little differently too.
How do you see it?
Well, like, so I think the to be fair to myself here, so what I'm proposing with respect to dating, I think it's actually much broader for me. It's like when I am in certain social situations, especially the ones that make me really uncomfortable, one of the things that's helpful for me is to think of it as fact finding or like collecting data. So rather than going into a situation where like I'm immediately uncomfortable, I will go into a situation and I'll pay attention to like what's happening. So if, for example, like I was in a situation recently, I shared about this at a meeting, but I was at a situation recently where I felt very out of place. And so I was like working very hard to kind of regulate myself. I forgot where I was going with that. Anyway,
no, we slipped into that dating K-hole.
Dating K-hole. But yeah, dating, I mean, dating, I mean, we can certainly have the cognitive distortions or irrational thoughts can definitely come up when we're dating. Or we were talking about like fortune telling and like mind reading, like, oh, this person doesn't like me, and we can see that a lot on like hookup apps or dating apps where we can make these like very quick assumptions about ourselves. Yeah. And
it's dangerous there.
Oh yeah, it's very dangerous.
Even in like regular non-romantic or sexual relationships too, right? Like I'm figuring that out myself, right? They're like, oh, now I'm making assumptions about what this person thinks or feels about me based off whatever data I thought I collected.
Yeah.
Right. And then I guess, did I collect the data incorrectly to make these assumptions, or have I not gotten enough data to make these assumptions?
Yeah. And I think the way that we get to that is like we spend time with that. Like we talk to sponsors, we go to therapy, because so much of I think what we're doing when we find ourselves questioning ourselves is really there's fear showing up.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think there's like this idea of like, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? Well, what if you're right? You know, or what if you're wrong? Like, but the point is that to develop a better relationship with yourself where you're questioning a lot less and you're trusting the things.
Which to me sounds like being optimistic.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. This feels like you're
just say you're working.
This feels like your
towards
fear
becoming more
anxiety question where I'm like, I don't know that the answer at least for me, feels. I don't know. I'm curious about what you're thinking.
I think that
help me understand.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, to me, like similar to like your justification of if I'm fact finding, then it's more of a concrete way of like being in this situation that's uncomfortable, right? Where to me, it's like, well, if I go in with a little optimism and like, well, who knows what's going to happen? Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. We're going to find out.
I see what you're saying. And I also have like a tendency to like over intellectualize certain situations when I'm uncomfortable.
Way.
I'll fucking punch you in your face.
Educationally.
Yeah. Respectfully. But I have a tendency to over intellectualize because it's sometimes hard for me to be in my feelings or in my emotions. So like
they're illogical.
The feelings in them. Oh, I mean, that's a whole other conversation. But the takeaway being here that that when I find myself being uncomfortable, that can generally happen. But sometimes like I can't override like the feeling of fear or the anxiety that's coming, and so then I'm kind of left. But most of the time, when I'm able to like be like feel my feelings or whatever. And I think you're onto something too, right? Like if what you look for, you're going to find. And so if you like look for things that are, I guess, optimistic or positive when you're talking to someone, you might find them.
Just the act of your actions is optimism. Because like if it were debilitating, if it were to the point where you like, could you imagine you were so in fear and anxious about it? Like I said, not doing anything. And then calling it like, because I've gotten past the point I used to over, compensate and say, oh, it's just, I don't want to be in a relationship or I'm just whatever, to not have to talk about my fear of not being desirable, fear of this, that, or whatever, or being alone, not talking about it. I mean, I'm beyond that, but there was a time where I just wouldn't even engage anybody in that because I didn't want to go deeper. I didn't want to talk about it because my head would have exploded.
Which almost makes the fear bigger and worse.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know what? What I will say, because I know we're going to talk about like, give some solution to this, shining light on it. Meaning, when I'm fearful about something, when I don't want to talk about something, finding somebody that I trust and just talking about it. And this is where my courage for me has come in. I've been able to kind of talk to people, and I find myself at some of the weirdest times, and I'm talking, and I'm like, why am I telling this person this thing? But it's like, it's one of those things where I reach a point where it needs to see the surface, or I'm going to get lost, and I don't want to get lost.
Yeah. Or I think about like, I once worked with this guy who was agoraphobic, and so he never left his apartment. And so
what's agoraphobia?
Agoraphobia is the fear of
wide open space,
your outside safe space, right? So that could be literally your bedroom, or it could be like your house, whatever. But there's a fear of leaving because you're catastrophizing something that may not happen, may happen.
The world's a scary place,
right?
Absolutely.
And so literally, right, the solution to agoraphobia is literally exposure therapy of literally taking one step out, 2 steps out, 3 steps out, whatever, right? And so
exposure,
for me, right, when I'm fearful of something, it's really about taking that step out, even if it's for a second, but like putting myself in that uncomfortable conversation, right? Or that uncomfortable situation and sitting in it, right? Which could be going to a meeting and sitting there, even if it's for half the meeting and I leave, right? But at least I sat there for half the meeting, and then next time maybe I'll stay the whole time, or
it's probably
something.
you probably being a service when you leave because you sit
Oh my
and
God.
making faces.
Well, that's because I fart too and I leave.
Do you have like GI issues?
Do I? No, I just eat a lot of broccoli.
Oh. Then there's no excuse for how often you're passing gas.
Oh,
In situations that are...
Maybe it's just a genetic thing.
well, that's what I was saying.
Well, I don't know.
it's amazing.
I don't mean to be insensitive.
It's amazing
I don't
how
mean,
natural.
no, I don't mean to be insensitive. Sorry, Louis, go ahead.
Well, between the two of you guys, it's like this is a body function factory. It's like,
Well,
this one's burping and...
At least it's natural gas.
Well, what I was thinking of is Jordan and I stayed together at Finding Fellowship, and our room smelled so fucking bad. Every morning I woke up, I felt like I was stepping into a cloud. A thick. I cleaned my clothes twice because I was afraid they smelled like shit after I left.
Are you saying you... No.
Whatever.
Listen, but it just felt like you were deliberately trying to...
No.
gas
trying
me.
to kill you.
Your
My
mother.
mother has said, if you find somebody who loves your stinky farts, you better marry them.
You're going to...
I guess
you
we're
guys
not
can't get
compatible. Love your stinky
Oh
farts.
my God, it's like this conversation is
Love
yeah.
your stinky
Yeah.
farts. That sounds like
So fear.
So fear
Fear of farts.
Fear of farts.
Fear of not being able to get that smell
So-
in your clothes.
Right.
Really, but going back to this, what I was thinking about when you were talking about what would otherwise be considered like exposure therapy or graded exposure therapy is that sometimes I think what can happen is that a person will force themselves
Right.
to do some level of that without. Well, I think my suggestion to people is if you can find a therapist, and you want to kind of get over some like OCD or any kind of anxiety, like working with a therapist would be beneficial. But I am thinking about when people are kind of being courageous or putting themselves into situations that would otherwise make them really anxious, that it's nice that if people are going to do that, they should do that with like a level of support. Right.
Yeah.
So like, are you talking to someone beforehand? Right. Are you, here, the other thing is like, but with exposures, we also want to avoid safety behaviors. So like if you are doing an exposure to treat some form of anxiety, we want to reduce safety behaviors, but that is like formal treatment. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that I think, especially in early recovery, if a person it has like a lot of fear or anxiety in certain situations, what I would recommend to that person is then don't put yourself in those situations, not in early recovery.
Yeah, exactly.
In early recovery, I always advise people to like be gentle to yourself. You don't have to force yourself to do things that are like
Give grace.
Yeah, give yourself grace. You don't have to force yourself to be like, it's for me. It's
Okay.
one like thought, and then you go like, for example, like someone's in early recovery and they're like, in early recovery, they're like, I'm gonna go on a diet and I'm gonna I'm gonna make all these changes. I'm gonna move, and I'm like I just don't recommend people add like added stress to their mind or their body. Go ahead, Jordan.
Okay, so I genuinely hate raising my hand as a newcomer.
Okay.
But it is almost like a forced requirement that like, oh, well, if you can't raise your hand, then you're not being honest, then you can't do this, right? Then like you're not being honest with the program, you're being honest with yourself. Like you need to raise your hand.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's what a few people tell you, huh?
I don't like that. I don't like that.
That's what a few people tell you, but not everybody tells you that.
And not all meetings
Not all
ask for
meetings-
that.
Yeah, there's some meetings where they know how people feel about that, so they don't even. That's not even a focus. The Saturday meeting that I go to.
Yeah.
right. But it does create some anxiety for me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
these last 30 days, I was like, well, fuck, I don't really feel like raising my hand again. Right. And like,
I'm listening.
so I don't know where I was going with that, but that's like my example.
Do you raise your hand?
Sometimes, there was a lot of these times where I was forced. I felt forced.
But they hold you down and make you raise your hand.
No, but let's not pretend like we don't get what he's saying.
There's pure pressure, right? I think to
Is it encouragement or is it peer pressure? Because like I hear that, and I hear that, but if I'm encouraging you because I'm close to you, because I'm your friend or whatever, is that pressure?
I mean, I would argue some.
Yeah, so I would think so like one way to think about 12-step, or like the way I've heard it described before, is like it is peer pressure, but it's benign peer pressure.
Benign peer pressure.
Yeah, but I don't even know if I necessarily agree with that, but there is an element of, I think, 12-step that is part of pressure, right? That there is this kind of like humbling yourself by raising your hand. Although I don't even know if I agree with that either.
Yeah. Or like all these quote unquote suggestions, right?
Mhm.
If you don't follow the suggestion, then like, oh, you're not willing to do whatever it takes to, you're not desperate enough to stay sober and stay in the program. That's my, so I have a lot of identified anxiety and fear of like, well, I go back and forth with myself. Like, well, if I don't do this, then what are people going to think? Right. Well, if I do this, then I'm going to be anxious about it because it's uncomfortable. And then, so it's just like,
yeah. Well, that's the thing too, is so it's interesting because I had this conversation with, doesn't matter, but, was thinking with someone, about like, does it always have to hurt, right? Like, does it always have to be uncomfortable? And I think to some degree, when it comes to recovery, there is this idea of like, why it shouldn't hurt. It shouldn't be uncomfortable. And sometimes I wonder, well, like, does it always need to be? And like, in my experience, there is a part of me that wonders sometimes if, no, actually, I don't wonder about this, but that willingness is really important when it comes to recovery because some of it is hard.
Yeah.
Right. Like some of it is hard, but does hard need to look a certain way? Right. Like, is it really beneficial for a newcomer to like raise their hand and feel shame or feel regret? Like, I don't know.
Are they going to feel shame regardless?
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying
like
is
the raising the hand the catalyst, or are they just going to feel shame? Because it's like, based on this, it's like, based on this and this idea that you're hearing all this, like, it doesn't matter. It's like, you're going to hear it in the conversation or whatever. It's like, this is where, like, I always have to remind myself to kind of sit back and listen and not kind of take this away. But it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I get it. I get that it's a feeling, but it's like, is it a real feeling? You know?
What do you mean?
Okay, so when you're impaired, when you go out or whatever, when you come back in, you're feeling whatever way that you're feeling, and then we have this conversation about this is the overall thoughts of AA, and it's not. Like for me, it's like it would be. I know there's this idea that there's this group think, but there's only this group think in meetings. Beyond that, it's like, I think there's as many people as there's so many different ways that people approach things.
100%, right? Because there are things that happen at our meetings here that are unique to our meetings, right? Because I never, like, for example, when I was in Mississippi and going to meetings there, that feeling was completely different. It was a very different vibe. The other thing that I wanted to go back to is like this idea of like peer pressure, or the idea of like benign peer pressure, is that like sometimes I think about it, like what is the outcome? Like what is this type of pressure trying to achieve? And I do think that sometimes it can, like, people can overshoot, right? Like people like giving tough love as a way of, where sometimes I feel like that's overshooting and actually quite inappropriate. And there's the other part, which is like, okay, if people are nagging you to go to a meeting, like, okay, what's like, I hear that pressure, and what's the kind of benefit of going to that meeting? Do you see what I mean? It's like the pressure of doing cocaine, or like the pressure of like, hey, let's actually go to this meeting and like hang out afterward.
Both are still fearful.
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like I have fear of either situation now, right? Like fear of going to do cocaine or fear of going to this meeting, right? Still both pressuring, right? So like, I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing, is that there are different types of meetings and there are different types of people. And I think that, you know, I 100% understand this to the extent that I can, because I've had that experience where I'm like, oh, all meetings are like this, all people are like this. And then actually, if you go out and you go to different meetings, you realize like, oh no, this shit is actually like this group of people or this particular set of meetings.
I feel like it takes, you know, what you have been doing requires courage. You've been courageous going in, even though it's uncomfortable. And I think that
You just farted.
think that getting like for me, I always have to believe. Like I ask, like when I've experienced sponsees relapsing or whatever, or going through something that is so kind of, it seems insurmountable. I always ask the question: do you believe that this is something that's going to pass? Because at some point, I do believe that the way that you view the things that you're viewing, you're not going to view them the same way. That's what happens. We change our way of thinking, the way of seeing things. And so it's like, maybe that's what it is. I'm looking at it from a place where I don't look at it the same way. I have had those thoughts, but it's like, oh, I think we're tired.
Yeah, it's around that time. We're kind of talking in circles.
We are. We're over time. Thanks a lot, Jordan.
Jordan did give us the fingers.
So he gave us the finger, but it's like the Castro Country Club is a safe and sober community center for all people, and it's a refuge for the LGBTQ recovery community.
LGBTQ plus.
Okay.
And we provide programs.
Do you want more lines in the script?
No, I'm just saying, like, let's not leave people out. LGBTQ it's
plus
LGBTQIA. Go ahead.
And we provide programs and services that help change lives by supporting personal growth.
Our vision is to reduce the suffering of addiction by connecting people to community, opportunity, and support.
You can find more information, including all the ways to contact us, at www.castrocountryclub.org/podcast.
And check out new episodes every Monday when they are released.
Relax.
Happy Pride again.
Hey, we love you. Happy Pride. Bye.
Bye.